Good morning, everybody. It's a beautiful day up here, and this is Zach, and Zach has brought me a first-generation Volkswagen R32. I'm very excited. It's been a very long time since I've driven one of these. So tell me about your car.
Well, it's I bought it in 2005 with 20,000 miles. We now have
172,000.
2,000. So it's been through it a few times. It's got a United Motorsports tune. I've got cams, intake, APR exhaust. That's pretty much it for the power mods, other than an upgraded Halidex control module.
Okay.
To make it slightly more aggressive. It's got K&W V3s.
Nice.
Tubular front control arms. It's got adjustable rear control arms.
Wow. So a lot of things.
Yeah.
A lot of things. Immediately, these seats are amazing. This steering wheel is like really thick. It's a really thick steering wheel. And what I really remember about these cars from back in the day was it was the best sounding hatchback you could buy. They sounded like Supras or something. So let's see what we've got here. Wow, the clutch is very light.
Yeah, super light clutch.
Oh, that sound is nice. What do you have? Is that a short throw shifter?
Yeah, it's got a short shift.
Let's go, yeah, we'll go up this way. We'll go up to the top. Oh, negative on the body roll. Wow, this shifter is, I'm not used to a Volkswagen with such a tight shifter. It feels immediately, it's like very slick. It's got, Michelin Pilot Super Sports. Very good, sir. Good decision with that tire. Wow, the suspension. Oh, we've caught a van. Would this gentleman like to move out of the way? I didn't see him when we pulled up this hill. Well, the suspension just right off the bat feels like nicely dialed in. Are you in charge of that, or do you have a professional on that one?
I mean, I've had the tires, like, you know, adjusted for camber and toe and stuff, but we haven't really tweaked the suspension.
Yes, look, see, these people are so...
They are.
Give them a little what's up. Very kind up here to let us by. Oh man, the sound this thing makes is great. It's got just like kind of a wonderful even hum to it. Is it loud outside the car?
It is pretty loud outside the car.
The car seems very well insulated.
Inside, when I have the rear seats, it dampens quite a bit of the noise. But
wow, this car feels very nicely sorted.
I really wasn't sure what you'd think, since it's a little bit older.
Yeah, but it's still of the modern age. This, you know, the R32s are this one got a lot of love back in the day, right?
Yeah.
And then the Mark 6, was it the 5? Wait, no, the Mark 5, excuse me, got like no love.
Yeah, well, the way they brought it over was a little bit different. They did, you know, the DSG only with that option. So a lot of people kind of threw a fit about that.
I didn't love that generation of DSG. Although I just had the new Golf R, and these kind folks will have seen the review of that. And the new Golf R is very nice.
Yeah,
it's very fast,
very tunable.
Yeah, I heard the APR tune gives that car 100 horsepower or 100 pounds of torque. We'll go down stunt. Haven't been down stunt in a while because it's been heated. Is that a Ferrari?
I think so.
I think I'm driving that next. Yeah, it's a 430. That'll be fun.
Yeah.
It's nice when people bring you their Ferraris.
Yeah, that's a rarity, I'm sure.
It's my first Ferrari in a while, actually, yeah. Oh, there's a little gravel on the way up here, okay. Well, it feels very sorted. I mean, it's very solid, and there's no rubbing, obviously.
Can you feel the all-wheel drive? Like, I'm so used to it.
You know, I could be some kind of bullshit artist and tell you that I really can. What I can tell you is, for a car that can go this fast, it doesn't feel like it's clawing at the front wheels.
Yeah.
I'm driving a new GTI now, and you can feel it when you get on the power. You can feel it clawing at the front wheels, and the Golf R doesn't do that. This doesn't do it either. So that's where I'm feeling it. In the corners, at the moment, I'm not into the all-wheel drive, really, but it's very solid and planted. Can we get a little defroster action going on there? For sure. It gets hot in here, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does.
Should be good. I really like the power band, though. It's cool. What does this thing weigh?
Stock roughly.
And
right
was that about 300 pounds heavier than a standard GTI?
Roughly, I'm not really quite sure.
A little bit of rub there. Just a little bit.
But, and I didn't really take out much weight. It's got a carbon fiber hood.
Yeah.
But I did add the Audi TT spare in the back for security purposes, you know, just in case of an emergency on the road. So
is that a mod, the TT spare?
Yeah, that'll actually fit this car, but only in the rear. So you, if you have a flat in the front, you got to switch the rear to the front and then put the spare in the rear.
Wait, so this car runs staggered stance?
No, but the brake.
The brakes.
Yeah.
Ah, yes, the brakes.
Yeah, they're a little bit larger.
I once had a Shelby press car that had, you know, those Shelby wheels on it, and it had bigger brakes, and I got a flat tire, and the Ford spare did not fit over the Shelby brakes, and I was super annoyed.
Just in the front or in the?
Just in the front. Yeah. And they sent the giant transporter to get me. Wow, I like the way, like, there was a bump mid-corner there, and the back end just came right around. It was nice. I like, the Golf R does that too. I like the way these, the all-wheel drive ones can do that. You can kind of drive it on throttle through the corner. This car is cool, man.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. There's
a little rub. Little bit. But I guess that's because I'm fat or something.
Hardly.
It's really neat because usually when you have a hatchback with this much power, you have a turbo power band, and this car does not have a turbo power band. It has like a more traditional kind of linear power band. It's interesting.
Yeah, with the weight, I mean, okay?
Yeah, no, I was just no, with the weight, what?
I was saying with the weight of the, you know, VR6 engine in the front, a lot of people didn't like it because it does weigh so much for an all-wheel drive vehicle.
Yeah.
But you do get the naturally aspirated loveliness. You
know what I'm not getting about this car? Crayon smell. You notice old Volkswagens smell like crayons?
No,
you never heard that before?
No, never.
Never. I'm telling you, every old Volkswagen I've driven smells like crayons, and this one doesn't. Once you find one and you smell it, you can't unsmell it.
Burger crayons or just melted crayons?
No, just crayons. It's weird. Someone in the comments of this video will agree with me on the crayons thing.
I'll look for it now.
Yeah. So up the hill, it's less about chassis. And it's more about power. Here we go, on throttle. Yeah. Well, you get no torque steer.
Yeah.
You get, so far, no understeer. Yeah, you can really, you have to drive the all-wheel drive cars differently. You drive them on power through the corners, which you don't really do in the front-wheel drive cars.
Yeah.
Let's see if this guy is cool. Will he let us by? Probably. Yeah, no. There are some, and you want to, there's two trucks?
Double whammy.
Uh-oh. All right, well, how are we going to arrange this? We need a strategy. Look, here's one.
Perfect.
Oh, this one is really, will he do it?
Sure.
This guy looks like if he stops, he might not get going again, doesn't he?
He's pulling quite a bit.
Can he do it? Will he do it? I know he sees us. Oh, it looks like he wants to.
So close.
It looks like he wants to.
Maybe after this corner.
Maybe right there. What do you say?
Perfect. Come on.
Can you do it? Come on, homie. I know you're gonna do it. I know you're gonna do it. Pray for me. Oh, should I just? I can't overtake on a double yellow on video.
No, that's it. And you should, no matter what.
I agree. You should not overtake on double yellow. Please, please,
perfect.
Please. Oh, bastard!
He's pulling quite a load there.
I know. That's what I'm worried about. So what else can we talk about while we're going slow? Has the car been reliable?
Yeah, I mean, it's had the normal issues with this car, which is the radiator fans go out and you have to replace them. It's fairly expensive.
Really? Why are radiator fans so expensive?
Well, you got to replace both of them. The whole, if you don't do it yourself, you take it to a dealer, which is what I had to do back in the day. It costs about $800 to have them replace it, flush all the fluids.
Wow.
Other than that, I mean, normal wear and tear stuff. Fuel pump is one thing I had to replace on my own.
Here we go.
Okay.
All right. Well, it took a while, but he figured it out.
But otherwise, I mean, normal consumables. You know, brake pads, rotors.
But you would call it a reliable car?
Yeah. This generation, like, I've not had knock on wood, any major problems. The clutch lasted me till 150,000.
There you go.
And the only reason I had to replace it was because of the throwout bearing.
Okay.
Since they were already in there, I had to replace the clutch anyways.
Yeah, you get a lot of these while you're in there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the cams really made it come alive in the higher RPMs.
How much power would you guess this car makes now? What was it, like 240 from the factory or something?
Yeah, 240 from the factory, but they gave it a different air intake box. They gave it the Audi TT version for the US.
Okay.
So in the Audi TT version got 250.
Okay.
I think that was the setup. This car maybe at the crank 300. I don't know.
Well, I mean, look, it's quick enough to have a good time in, certainly.
It's a one.
Those rumble strips.
Hey, they want to make sure you don't go over.
I know.
Sure.
I'm actually glad they have them there. It keeps the cyclists and the motorcycles on their side, and therefore keeps them alive.
Turned out to be a nice day despite all the rain.
Yeah, we're good. Well, you can, compared to the new R32, I can actually feel a lot of similarities. The way you go through a corner on power is kind of the same.
I'm interested to get your take on it whenever you do a video of the manual version
of the Golf R.
Yeah, the
unfortunately,
Golf R.
the US spec Golf R is dual clutch only.
Well, they're coming out. They said they're going to release it in early 2016.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
I missed that story.
The first group is going to be DSG only. Then, if you wait, they'll have supposedly a manual option for you.
The last Golf R I drove was manual, the last generation, and I liked it, but I didn't think it was worth the premium over the GTI.
Yeah.
The newer one I drove, I think is worth the premium over the GTI, especially if you're going to add power, because the GTI I have right now, even stock, the front tires try and fight for power, if you go flat in second gear or whatever, and with the Golf R, it doesn't do that at all. So I feel like if you're going to add power, you can make that Golf R like a monster, and it won't overwhelm the tires. This car drives beautifully, by the way. I mean, it's really nice.
It's nice to get your take on it, because I mean, I've driven it for so many years, because I got it in 2005. It's just,
it really does. I mean, the shifter is nice and notchy. The brake pedal is firm and easy. The inputs are good. You definitely have to dial in a little more steering than you do with the brand new stuff, but it's not that much. And I like these thin A-pillars, and my seat is very comfortable.
You like it?
I always like these seats. These seats, I remember when this car was new, were awesome. Man, this car, I bet you can get in a lot of trouble in this thing. Do you always want to drive fast in this thing?
Yeah, especially when it gets twisty. And I think about other cars out there, newer cars, and I'm like, I get in enough trouble with this car enough as it is,
Well, this is there we go. I missed second for some reason. Weird. But it's easy to drive. It's I mean, even 170,000 miles, it feels very solid. It's cool, man. I am glad that this car has held up as well as it has. Like, I drove one of these when it was basically new, and I was like, oh, this is really cool. And it's been a while since, and it's as good as I remember. Awesome. Thanks so much, Zach. Man. I appreciate you sharing your car with me. Check out Zach's Wheelwell if you want to see the exact parts he's used on the car. It is very well sorted, so if you happen to have an R32, I recommend doing what he did, because it's very good. And I'll see you guys next time.